nobody hates. Come on, y'all. This ain't nobody heat back stereo TV. Coming to you live Mondays, morning coffee. Good morning, everybody. That is the slideshow animation. Victor and Miko, hot chocolate for y'all. Yeah, I know, I like it too. What can I say? Hey, you know, one of the things that I forgot to mention that actually was kind of touching to me, and I thought I'd bring it up before we did the news, because it could be part of the news, but in a sense, it was separate. You know, in the morning, for the first 5 minutes, I like to just reflect. It was P. Diddy and what he put out there about his... I don't even know what to say now because he did such an excellent job of explaining how special she was in his life. Kim Porter, yeah. His woman who had his children, yeah. His friend, his confidant, and sometimes with us who have these relationships that are so, they're ill-defined to the public because it's the public who doesn't know, but they don't need to know. But you have these relationships, and I'm blessed to have women too. It made me think, Vic,
right, when
she passed, how he felt about her passing, about how important he was in his life.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was really touched by the whole P. Diddy outpouring of love and caring for the woman who birthed his children.
Right.
And so I wanted to just mention that and celebrate that. And also, it caused me to have a moment where I thought about the women that had loved me and that I had loved, and I thought of the same saying I always would say: I wish I had loved you better.
Right.
There you go. Anyway, hats off to P. Diddy and his reference to Kim Porter. Yeah. Everybody, it's that time. The good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a crazy world out there, and you just have to recognize that that's the time that it is. The president is crazy. The president is crazy, and so you're just going to have to accept that he is crazy. You never know what's going to happen. Every day is getting worse, and that is because you're entering the next to the final phase. You've already had the political side at least begin to take shape. It's just beginning to take shape as the Democrats now begin to struggle on their own over the power and direction of them of the whole Democratic Party, because there's already some issues with that. With the newly elected people coming in, attempting to move on their platforms to change, and then running into the old guard at the Democratic Party, much in the same way that the Republicans had to deal with the Tea Party. So you're seeing that happen in the Democratic Party now, as intense struggle begins over who's going to run what. All of that takes effect really January 1st, so you have a little time for that. As much as you like to think about things happening, the control and the power still, for the most part, exists with the Republicans until the first of the year. Okay? But things can begin to happen, and how they initiate those things varies from place to place, committee to committee, even though you can know that it's happening. So the president, seeing all this, knows he's surrounded. But remember, I told everyone, and I will remind you over and over, to separate out some of the issues. The president, because he's fighting everything, is going to mean that it's going to drag through. You're going to, at some point, most likely have the Supreme Court involved, because from what we're understanding, what's happening now that you're seeing in public is just the tip of the iceberg of what's happening in private as decisions are being made about the president testifying, not testifying, responding to unwritten things, and whether or not he will be subpoenaed. All these things are going on behind the scenes. And that's part of the president's fury, his fire, what's driving him crazy, is these things going on behind the scenes, because I remind you again, all these people have already been brought in. They have Manafort. They have Rick Gates. They have his dad's the man who did the finances all the way back to his daddy. They have Michael Cohen. There's a bunch of stuff they had, so they're gonna, and they've already interviewed Hope Hicks and Reince Priebus and all the boys and everything. So stuff's about to jump off. The elections have occurred. So every week as it approaches Friday, I'm excited about what may happen, because you're at that point. But let me remind you, because that's not just it. The president's going to fight everything, everybody, but remember, the president's people are not subject to the same privileges. Donald Jr., Jared Kushner are in deep shit. And specifically, this is the things we talked about, that if the president has to watch his family be unraveled right in front of him, and also watch his family finances, because the investigation to those finances is ongoing. But remember, they already have all the people. Remember, they have all the peoples. You're getting ready to see the shit. So, regardless of what they do to Donald, they're going to get Donald Jr., they're going to get Jared Kushner. These people are going to be forced to come in. They're going to be subpoenaed. Ivanka may be subpoenaed. So he's going to have to watch his family go through the mill. This is going to happen. They are not subject to the same privilege. And so we're going to get to watch that. The president is going to see that too. You are going to see that. Because part of the issue of the president fighting everything is there is no sparing the American public of the shame. You know, in the past they would say, in order to spare the public, we just resign. People just resign to spare the public. Well, this time they're not going to spare. They're not going to spare the public this time. He's not going to resign. He's going to fight everything. So the public's going to have to endure everything, which is great. I think that's great. I think it's wonderful that the public endures everything totally, full, 100%. So the president's going to fight everything, and so they're going to fight back. And while they're doing that, you're going to have to endure the spectacle of his family being indicted, potentially going to jail, okay? You're going to watch his family finances be inspected, scrutinized, and irregularities that are found there further investigated. Remember, I told you in my predictions in my show of 5/22/17, I predicted Donald Jr. would do jail time. Go and watch that episode. The president is getting crazy because he's a cornered animal. He's also stupid. The one thing that we benefit from is his stupidity. The same thing that tortures us, we benefit. He's so stupid that he doesn't realize how really bad this is. See, that's part of it. Because he's freaking out. And if he was really smart enough to understand how bad it was, he'd be freaking out worse. He'd be freaking out worse. Just like his people, his kids would be thinking, but this is my trust fund. My trust fund may have to go. So it may have to go. Trust fund may have to go because the president is tripping. So I don't know.
So the greatest reality show is still the greatest reality show anybody's ever experienced in politics right now.
You're exactly right, Vic. The greatest reality show is
Yeah.
still the greatest reality show.
Yeah, you gotta ask yourself, you know, if you have to ask yourself, what is the most difficult experience Donald Trump has ever had? And then just use that as a reference to, and equate it to something. You end up going, well, wait a minute. What is the most difficult thing he's had to overcome outside of somebody suing me, landlord, rent control, all these other things that come up? Take it to the court, let the lawyers fight it out. So if you step out of that area, is there anything?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No,
I don't know his history so much like a bunch of other people do.
yeah.
But you wonder. The president came to California just recently to inspect
Right.
the damage from the fires. Here's a picture of him touring. You know, watching Jerry Brown and the president,
Protocol.
you could tell,
Protocol.
oh God.
Where's the
No.
rake? Where's the rake, man?
Where's the rake?
I
So the
want it.
president made this statement. Okay, I don't have a picture for that. No, I don't have a picture for that.
No.
So the president made this statement about Finland, which is, I understand, the whole country's about the size of Texas.
Correct.
The whole country. Not the size of the United States. And that they have a whole issue that they handle forest issues and overforest, growth otherwise, so they don't have forests. So he said in Finland they do it by raking the forest. And all the people in Finland came out, no, we do not rake the forest.
Yeah, man. Hey,
We
man.
rake some of the fields,
I'm sorry.
but they no, we don't rake. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. And then the other people, like I said, all the people in Finland, all over Twitter, you guys, just go look. This
I'm not. I can't.
all over.
I'm not looking, man. Look.
They rake the forest. First of all, who rakes the forest? See, that's my thing. If they do rake the forest in Finland, who? They just all get out there like rake the forest day, or they like have a special rake the forest budget. Now the thing that's been so bad in California was that as the president railed about forest management, he didn't realize that forest management, 90% of those lands in California are under federal control, which is affected by the budget he cut.
So he has all the rakes.
Right, so he has all the rakes. 90% of those lands in California are controlled by the feds and budgets he cut.
Where's the rakes?
And so where's the rakes? But the president's out there. So I want you to know, he's out there touring. I think here's another scene of him touring the disaster. There's a flag, and he's touring.
Now, unfortunately, and
I
I'm
don't know.
praying that this doesn't happen. I'm praying that it doesn't happen, but it can. The rains are coming.
Oh,
when the rains
God.
are coming, there's going to be runoff. It's going to start this week, and it's going to go into even heavier rains, I think, next week. So you know what happens when you have all that brush and it's all burned. So you know what's coming. And we just have to
Oh,
hope for the
God. Let's
best.
pray some more.
Yeah,
Let's pray some more.
yeah.
Okay, you guys, the Democrats supposedly, as they get their agenda, one of the agendas that they're supposedly working on is changing a 181-year-old rule that prevents religious headwear. That will allow some of the newly elected Muslim. It's amazing that the Jewish folks never, I guess, felt compelled to wear their yarmulkes.
Right.
But so now the people who have other kinds of religious headwear, what about if someone was a Sikh or something else? Now they're moving to make that possible.
Oh,
Let's give them our hands up.
oh yeah.
I know. Yeah, they have it against. They always have rules against what's not your shit. They never have rules against their old shit. They have rules against the other people's stuff. So that's the way that is.
So when these super, rich people come from various countries, let's say if the Saudis came here, when they go to Washington, they get to wear their traditional stuff. It's no question. There is no.
Well, they
protocol.
probably break the rule. I don't know because with this, I don't know that much about the rule.
Not
But
the
if they have a
press.
guest into the Congress, do
Royalty.
they get to wear if they get to sit in the back?
That's right. They,
I don't know. Vic can see Victor Allen with his skill of detective like wit has unearthed a new controversy, ladies and gentlemen. Just as I'm saying, Victor Allen has done. Look, take a look. Everybody claps. Victor Allen, Detective Vic.
Wait a minute.
Detective Vic, everybody give it
It
up.
must be a standard. It must be you have to have at least 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. There is no, clothing protocol because you are rich or you are.
When you're rich, you have no
Hey,
rules.
you make the
All
rules.
the rules change.
Yeah.
You're rich.
You
They even though sometimes they put that in the rule.
Yes.
This does not apply to rich people.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out of love to the San Francisco 49ers cheerleader who continues to support and protest by kneeling. Take a look at her. There she is kneeling, everyone. And I'm in love. I don't know. I'm thinking about my children right now.
But it has nothing to do with the protest.
Yeah, because I love women that protest. Look at her. By the way, the one on the to her right's not bad. I just say.
I think
Say.
I'm going to challenge
I'm
you.
trying to keep focused, but it's hard. I'm getting older.
I think I'm going to challenge you. I believe they were doing a routine and all the other girls forgot to kneel.
Yeah, well, maybe.
You did.
Once again, Victor Allen, the nurse, the detective, Detective Vic, everybody.
I'm just saying.
Give it up, Victor Allen. He sees, and yet he
Benefit
knows.
of the doubt.
I can be fooled, but Vic, I thought she also was getting in position to greet me. But who knows?
Nope.
No, it's all possible.
Forgot the routine.
I tell you, everybody. So anyway, what can I say? All right. So that's the way the news has been today. Everyone, where is my controls? Everybody, the president's crazy. Watch out for what's coming. Nutty ass president. All right, you guys. You know we take a musical break at different points in time throughout the show. And the question is why? Why do we take this break? Why? Because we can. So we're going to take this break with a little Love Shadow. Song entitled To Be Loved. Black Jays. Summer. Memorial Song. Summer Memory Mix. See you in just a minute. Come on. Facebook, in your face. Huh.
And your feet up, shoes off, kicking on back. Late night staying up, writing these raps. Ain't looking in the summertime, soaking up the sun. Now I'm jet black, yeah, I think I got enough. On the top, flip flops like he's so soft, small braids, Kool-Aid, melon in the shade. Cute boys, first jobs, divas being starved. Telephone in the neck, barbecues, pool parties, overnight stays. Little drinking, little kissing, playing these games. Boys trying to back him, then the next day bragging, but you didn't want to kiss him because he had that dragon. Laughing to your pee, hoping homies don't see. Cut a little grass for some gas money. Chilling at the malls, getting sticky with the paws. You did it for the rush like a rebel with no cause. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, said be looking for applause. See, we were kids of laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to us, it had no flaws. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, said be looking for applause. See, we were kids of laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to had no flaws.
Hey, Matt.
And you posted at the food court 3 straight hours, writing in his skirt with the airbrush flowers. We went to cheer the lads and they appreciated that. And he would almost die when he let you wear his cap. You might have told a lie and abbreviated facts if you came home late and were accused of being baked. Me, I didn't smoke, no, mama, I swear. She's only gonna judge you and you know it ain't fair. Trips to the the beauty shop, keeping fresh hair. Blowing $80 at the damn state fair. Beach body surfing with the abs looking perfect. Hitting all the clubs.
I'm supposed to have to post this track.
Ice cream tones to the Starbucks stones to your new best friend to your breakup song. They all play out like your favorite days. You love the summertime and it ain't gonna change. Rapping with no cause, rapping with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids, the laws didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to us, it had no flaws. Rapping with no cause, rapping with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids, the laws didn't have a clause. It was the summertime, so it had no flaws.
Nice out of body heat. Come on, y'all. Yes, I know y'all like that. Nice out of body heat. Give it up. That's Love Shadow. Love Shadow, Black Jay's Summer Memory Mix. You know, this music is free. All free music. That's why we get to use it here. Because we don't run into the copyright issues. That's why we can use it as part of our stream. This music is Creative Commons license. That means that the artists retain their rights for commercial use, but make it available to you, the fans, for free to have, enjoy, and spread around to your friends. That's why we use it on the air. And we love Love Shadow. He is the artist that we love the most. That track is To Be Loved. And I'm working out I'm setting up a repository where you can, because everybody's putting it on me. I want the track. Okay, I told you where to go get it, dig.ccmixter.org. Everybody's like, I don't want to do all that. I want the track. So, I'm getting the track, and then I'm making a repository.
Well, you can just always put it in before the show and the links and say, hey, I answered, I got it.
I have to go get it. That's what I'm saying. But I don't have all that.
They like to be served.
Yeah, I don't have all that shit. If I had it right there, I would paste it. So why should I go search for the track? Same way y'all gotta search.
And I'm gonna give you.
But I know how to search.
I'm gonna give you their response. Well, don't be playing that shit if you don't want to share that shit.
Why not? They don't do that. They don't play it.
You said,
They play.
So you not gonna make it available to us? What's up, homie?
You didn't pay to get here.
See, that's all they gonna say, man.
I put the link right now in one. I put the link and I'm about to put it in all the stuff. We putting it in there. www.ccmixter.org. Go get some free music. Okay? Free music. And after a while, I have a repository. Are you ready to talk about some weed?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Times are changing, but some things stay the same.
Smoke some weed.
You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day.
It's weed.
When you hit the snooze, turn on the local news. But nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
Yes, welcome to Marijuana for Dummies. Title that I came up with, but I also hate because I know you're not dummies just because you smoke weed. In fact, the average weed smoker is a wonderful person, gifted intellectual who muses about the workings of the universe and spiritual issues all the time. So welcome all you people. More claps.
Yeah.
With all the marijuana, all the potheads. Okay, you guys, it's been a wonderful week for pot. But first of all, let me tell you what I'm smoking. I'm smoking Royal Truth because I just am. This was full. I don't have any wonderful buds to show you because I basically smoked a lot. This was an indica hybrid. Let me see what they said about it, because I did find some information. Oh, where was my information? I did find some information on this. Well, let's do it right now. Royal Truth. Let's do it. Royal Truth marijuana strain. Royal Truth cannabis strain. See, I'm teaching you how to do search to help your day. Here's truth. Royal Truth marijuana. Royal Truth. Okay, let's see what they say. Oh, here's Royal Kush. Watch out, we want Royal Truth. So Royal Truth marijuana strain. Here it comes. Royal Truth. And there's a picture. It's a heavy hitter indica. That's the kind of reviews they give. That's helpful. Helpful. Nothing.
Yeah, not helping you.
We want, because they have, remember, you have Royal Truth. They have the truth, but we want Royal Truth. So I had it before. Okay, Royal Truth, here we go. Royal Truth marijuana. Because it's important to know this stuff, and I would have had it ready, but I was smoking weed. So Royal Truth is a rare indica dominant hybrid. That's what I said. So you know it's a hybrid, but it's indica dominant. Okay? They say it crosses Triangle Kush with SFVOG. Oh, I smoked SFVOG. We had SFVOG here on the show. So it's a cross with that strain. An earthy, spicy aroma. They all have the same. They all have earthy, spicy. This is what I hate about shit like this.
Wait a minute.
They all have earthy, spicy aromas that remind you of the wonderful whatever.
This is colorful descriptions, right?
I don't know. It's bullshit.
Oh, wait a minute. But remember now, you're educating.
It smokes
You're
good.
educating us, man.
Okay, it smokes really good. It's an
All right.
indica strain.
All right.
Now, when they say indica dominant, that means it's obviously a hybrid, a combination of indica, which is more sedative in terms of the body.
Right.
Some people call it a down. I don't like that term. It's just more physical, like you feel stoned, pinned to the couch more. It's the idea. Whereas the sativas are more just psychoactive with less physical, so you're not as.
Right.
So I always say smoke a sativa in the morning, but as I was already smoking this, here I am once again smoking an indica in the morning,
Right.
and therefore I am stoned. So give it up. Give it up. It's wonderful. Smoking an indica in the morning, but so what? There you go. So as I celebrate this, because they're still talking about weed prices going down. My place had a little spike, but that was it. In general, marijuana is getting cheaper. And for some states, they're talking about that. Because that's what I told you. Wholesale prices in Colorado, for example, they're talking about it falling by a third in the past 12 months. That's what I told you. I think I just had a temporary spike in my dispensary. I told you that an ounce of top shelf was down to 160. Now, the bigger thing is felt because they're not getting the same amount as taxes and all that stuff. But that's because the price, with everybody growing marijuana, and the price of pot is going to go down further. It's going to cost you less to get high in the future. And the weed is fantastic. So you're going to get better weed, fantastic weed. Usually I'm paying now, except for the latest spike. I still say about $160 for an ounce of top shelf. Top shelf. Absolutely superb weed. Superb weed. And that's what it's costing. And so you can imagine black market weed is going to be here. That means that weed that is not grown this way. Especially when you have the fact that as part of the legal thing, you're allowed to grow plants yourself.
Okay.
So some people, even you're not supposed to sell that, they're going to sell it.
True.
They're going to sell it. They're going to grow their own little thing of weed, and their friends are going to say, well, they're not even going to be trying to sell it, but their friends are going to say, I'll give you this for it. I'll give you some. And they're going to say, and then just give me more. I don't want to just give me a big bunch.
Right.
So that's happening. Okay? In light of all that, Vic, it shows you how far we are ahead of the rest of the country here in California, where recreational marijuana becoming more the standard. The very first recreational marijuana stores are going to be opening this Friday in Massachusetts. Both stores, one is in Northampton, and the other is in Leicester. That they would open Tuesday. Oh, they will open Tuesday morning after the Cannabis Control Commission, the state's marijuana regulatory agency, authorized them to begin operation. So give it up.
Okay.
So let's talk about how far. This is why it's blessed to live here in California, man. This is why it's blessed to live here in California, where we have legalized recreational weed. I still have and I tell everybody still, I embrace getting the medical marijuana card because of the protections that provides you. Getting that medical marijuana card and having that, because that's going to provide you with some protections for the future as a medical marijuana user. Remember, I have every legitimate reason. You know, I've got back surgery, major laminectomy, L3, 4, 5, shoulders, spinal stenosis, long history of these things. So I have every legitimate reason, and sometimes I just want to have happy time, just like you had in the shower this morning. So for everybody, I want to thank you. Remember, it's your turn for happy time. Wash your hands.
Times are changing, but some things stay the same.
Wash your hands.
You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze, turn on the local news. But nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
All right. We're going to be coming back with new sports as we go into part 2 of Morning Coffee with Mario. That's the part 2 of the show. We have the new sports. We have the hot picks. A wonderful time with Vic. It's going to be wonderful. Here's my remake of a classic.
See you fall, rock line for you, give you a reason for it all. You kept on thinking you were the only one. Too busy thinking love is a gun.
By accident, I responded to Candy Cane. I thought I was in the I thought it was in the Twitch window. So it was in the Facebook.
Right. I see. I see.
That's why. I mix it up sometimes. Because she writes to me in my thing.
It's not that kind out there complicated.
Yeah, everyone's like that.
But you're gonna need a bulletproof soul. Hit me like a slow bullet, like a slow bullet.
I need another cup. I need another cup.
Take me some time to realize like a slow bullet. Take me some time to realize it. Like a slow bullet, like a slow
That's right. That's the Hemsley Foster Project. Irvin Foster and me. That's our rendition of Bulletproof Soul. Paul Russo on sax. You can write to Paul on Facebook. Tell him you heard it, how much you liked it. Madam Indica O'Shun on vocals on that track. Yet to be released. Irvin wrote me, said just release it. I guess we should. We were going to go back and do some other stuff. Picking up the backgrounds and stuff. You know, I don't know. Anyway, that's our version. Bulletproof Soul. License, we're supposed to, I paid the license for the release. It's ready to go. But who knows? Right, Vic? Who knows? That's the record label days. And
You're more worried about it than he is.
hey, that's right. That's what I said. He said put it out there.
Right.
What can you say? Are y'all ready to talk about some sports?
Yeah, a little bit, man.
You dressed appropriately, damn it! Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Victor Allen's New Sports. His unique fan-based view of sports, written and directed by the bald-headed black man, the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Rub his head and make a wish. Time for sports. Sport bras and jock straps. Bring your own Lotric cream. Foot powder. It's time for sports paintball.
You know, I just realized something, man. I think